what's up, guys? It is August 1st, the first of the month. It is Tuesday, and these are the breaks.
These are the
breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is. Yeah, these are the breaks, and we're live from the Infanity studios here on this beautiful sunny day. It is August the 1st. It's the first of the month. You know what that means, that there is a lot of activity, especially today is the MLB trade deadline. We are about under an hour away from the MLB trade deadline being over. 1 p.m. Pacific time here in Los Angeles. So as of right now, this current moment, there is a lot of speculation in Major League Baseball to talk about who's going where. But as of right now, one of the biggest pieces that was moved over the weekend was all-star pitcher and future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer from the New York Mets. Of course, the New York Mets this season, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Mets, you know that we're talking about New York City. At the end of the day, we know that New York is New York. They're the Big Apple. They got a huge team out there, big fan base. And we know that the Mets officially kind of sold out. As of over the last, few days, they literally have sold every single player they can and are still in the talks in the middle of sending Justin Verlander away. Of course, Justin Verlander is a guy who has been one of the best pitchers over the last 15 years in baseball. Of course, he is a two-time World Series champion, once with the Detroit Tigers and one with the Houston Astros. Of course, we all remember that championship he got with Houston is not the one that really counts because we all know they cheated back in 2017 against the Dodgers. But Verlander is on the verge right now of hitting age 42. And he is currently being paid $42 million. That is a lot of money to be paid at that age, even though his performance has not been all there this season. I mean, in the past, it's been there, but this season has not. Now he's a New York Met after leaving the Houston Astros, and New York kind of said, hey, look, I think we made a mistake. We definitely made a mistake because there was about 3 teams over the offseason that were in conversations with Justin Verlander in trying to acquire him to the team. The Dodgers said, hell no, we are not going to give you $40-some million a year after being 40 plus years. And especially as a pitcher in baseball, you know that arm could sooner than later just die, can collapse. There can be no more Verlander with that speed and that velocity that he throws the ball out there. But what should the Dodgers or should the Giants or should the Texas Rangers do with Justin Verlander? Because those are the 3 teams right now that are interested in Justin Verlander right now. And yeah, I mean, the New York Mets are just saying, hey, look, we don't care about this season no more. We can care less about the 2 all-star pitchers, the 2 future Hall of Famers who were all teammates in Detroit. They were teammates in Detroit, Verlander and Mr. Scherzer. But if I was, let's say, the Miami Marlins. If I was the Miami Marlins, I will go out and try to buy Justin Verlander because that is a team that is also in the mix right there trying to make a bump to the playoffs, and whether they're too young. I mean, ever since Derek Jeter left the organization out in Miami, that's kind of fallen to trash in a way. But when you look at what they've developed over the last season and a half, they've got some good pieces out there, and even the Atlanta Braves. And as well, let's not forget about the Philadelphia Phillies, who were in the World Series last season and has just been a huge disappointment this season in baseball. There is a lot to look forward to as the trade deadline comes down to the wire today. Where should Justin Verlander go to? Where should he go to? I mean, if you have an idea of where he should go to or how much money he should be paid, I mean, leave some comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are on Justin Verlander being a 42-year-old getting paid $42 million. That's a lot of money. Huge money. But guess what also has been going down in Major League Baseball? Of course, right now we understand that Shohei Ohtani is not going anywhere. We know that the Angels are in the midst right now of kind of making a comeback. You know, Mike Trout, the best player arguably on that team over the last 10, 15 years, is still not back. He's still out being hurt. I don't think the Angels will make it to the playoffs this season. I get it. I mean, they're only 3.5 games behind the wild card, 6.5 behind the division, but the division is kind of unlocked. I mean, you got the Texas Rangers, arguably the best baseball team in the American League right now. You know, let's not over talk on the Baltimore Orioles because they're low-key pretty good. But when you look at the Texas Rangers, I mean, they got pieces in every single angle. What I saw in the Texas Rangers 2 years ago, they weren't anything. They just did not have anything. It just seemed like that baseball team, like, you can look at the Orlando Magic in basketball, and you can look at, like, the Washington Commanders in football. Those teams are kind of like, they're just right there. They're just, they got to run the business. They got to have some players out there. But the Texas Rangers suddenly just switched the page on everyone. Even the Oakland Athletics just kind of fell apart in the AL West there, but when you look at the Seattle Mariners, when you look at the Anaheim Angels, you look at the Houston Astros, and you have now the Texas Rangers involved. You got a guy like Corey Seager. You got Simeon out there. You got some great pieces out there, especially bringing Max Scherzer, which it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary for Max to be out in Texas because that team can really ball out. Even though the Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from them a few weeks ago, it lets you know that they are beatable. But when they're hitting and they're swinging that bat and they're striking everybody out, there's just nothing you can do. But that's the reason why I feel that the Rangers can make a stop. They can continue winning games, and that's going to hold back on the Anaheim Angels. Of course, I guess I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for the Angels not to make the playoffs because if they don't make the playoffs, you can guarantee that Shohei Ohtani will not be in Disneyland next season. You can guarantee that. You can write it down right now. Make a bet. Go to Vegas. Put your money down on Shohei going to the Dodgers, maybe going to the Giants or the Yankees. Of course, the Yankees are always going to be involved in everything. I mean, shout out to Aaron Judge, who just came back from his injury since over the All-Star break, and now Aaron Judge is getting back in the groove. The Yankees have about a month and a half left in the season, as everybody else does, but we know that the New York Yankees are the Lakers and the Cowboys of the league. So we know that the Yankees are still going to put some effort out there, go out there and try to win some games, of course, behind Aaron Boone. Even till today, I wonder, I'm like, why would the Yankees hire Aaron Boone as their manager? Like, is it only because Aaron Boone hit that game-winning walk-off in Game 7 in 2003 against the Boston Red Sox? Like, Aaron Boone made his career through that moment. That moment when he hit that walk-off home run against the Red Sox in 2003 to go to the World Series.
He's on fire!
Yeah, I mean, that moment lit his career up. It's kind of like looking at, like, Meta World Peace, Ron Artest. Like, Ron Artest hit that big 3 in Game 7. If it wasn't for that 3, they were up by 3 at the moment. That 3 put them up by 6. And if that 3 would not have gone in, it could have been a different battle. But it went in. Meta made that shot. He is now a champion, with the Lakers. And it's like the Lakers hiring him in 5 years from now. Like, are you just going to hire Ron Artest because he coached at the Drew League? He coached his son throughout high school, and he hit that big game-winning 3 to kind of win the series against the Boston Celtics. It's like, you're not just going to give a coach a job like that. And, I mean, the Yankees had that opportunity to go find a real coach, a real manager that can really manage this team, because the Yankees have been pretty awful over the last 10 seasons. The Yankees have not been to a World Series in over 14 seasons. That's a lot. So it's like the Yankees really got to take care of business. So right now the Yankees are maybe about, let's look at it. The Yankees are about 40 minutes away from the trade deadline. So what are the Yankees going to do to maintain their focus and kind of make a jump here late in the season? So everyone, stay tuned. Follow us here on Infanity TV. Of course, we got you all covered on the breaks every single day at 12 o'clock. But when we return, we're going to talk about the WNBA. We're going to talk about the NBA. And we're also going to talk about the NFL when we return here on the breaks.
What's up, y'all? This is Lexi Brown with the LA Sparks, and you're watching Infanity TV.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
I mean, you already know what it is. These are the breaks here on Infanity TV. Make sure you subscribe right now and hit that notification button so you get all the latest updates on all the latest content we got here on Infanity TV. Of course, you can go ahead and catch the Profanity Nation tonight here, 8:30 Pacific time. And, of course, go to infanitytv.com, catch all of the latest content. But right now, I do want to talk about some of the hottest content that we got on Infanity TV, which is the WNBA. The LA Sparks have been out of that midst kind of, they were in that crucial time where they lost 8 games in a row, and they seemed to kind of get out of that slump. They picked up 2 victories against the Indiana Fever here at Crypto.com, and then now they kind of fell to 1 game, which, of course, we expected the competition from the New York Liberty on Sunday afternoon at Crypto.com Arena. It was a primetime game, but the Sparks get another matchup here tonight at Crypto, again, against the New York Liberty. And they did kind of, I mean, New York took care of business on Sunday. They went on a 22-0 run. I mean, at one point it was 24-2 lead early in the first quarter. But for some reason, it always takes the Sparks at least a quarter to kind of get in the groove of I don't know if it's a shoot-around kind of thing. It feels like sometimes they don't have shoot-arounds, and it kind of messes up with their routine they normally have. Of course, this was a day game. They did not have any shoot-around that day. And I mean, I'm guessing that's the reason why they came out pretty slow out there. But when you look at a team like the New York Liberty, you have a Brianna Stewart, a Jock Jones. You have as well Sabrina Ionescu, who was tremendous. I mean, at one point it was in the third quarter, and I'm sitting baseline right there, right next to the away bench, and Sabrina hit a 3-point shot within 5 feet of me, and just the way she shot that ball, it didn't even touch the net when the ball went through, and I'm just like, this young girl just broke the record of the most consecutive threes, even beat Steph Curry's record. It's impressive when you see some great girls out there that are just ballers, man. They are snipers. I mean, she was sniping the ball in and out, and Brianna Stewart's it's another masterpiece. When you look at her, what she does out on the court, her size, she's about 6'4", I think 6'4", 6'5". She can just fade away jumper. She's so athletic out there, man. I mean, even though she's been in the league for almost 8-10 years, she's just a very good team. We know that the LA Sparks were going to have to battle their way into this game to kind of get them to to try to steal the game, because me and Michael, of course, you can catch Michael here on the breaks as well. Me and Michael are both the hosts of LA Sparks Weekly Show with the pre and post game, and we were talking about it during pregame. We're like, you know what? I think the LA Sparks might steal this game, and we both felt confident that the team was going to compete at least, and they did. Believe it or not, they did. They only lost by single-digit points. And they battled back in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, which, of course, Nneka Ogwumike did not play a single minute in the fourth quarter. The Sparks did come out strong that game, but I feel that I even asked the players after the game during the post-game conference, and I figure when I look at the stat sheet, every single game we look at the stat sheet, and I looked at the LA Sparks don't shoot that many threes. I know early in the season or towards the middle of the season, Coach Kurt Miller also talked about it, and he's like, look, we're not here to go ahead and outshoot any other team. We're not here to shoot so many threes. We're just here to play good basketball, playing team basketball. And after watching this game, I felt that I even asked Azure and De'Erica Hamby this question. De'Erica Hamby actually kind of piggyback on the question, and on Azure's answer was kind of like, well, you know what, we just got to shoot more confident. We got to shoot with confidence out there. We kind of have to take advantage of those open shots at times when they're given, because I noticed a lot. I'm guessing this is one of the things I do want to ask Coach about maybe tomorrow or this upcoming week. It's like, do you set a limit of how many threes you want this team to shoot? Because it seems like at times they hesitate to shoot that three. They maybe have it open and they'll pump fake and then they'll drive it instead and look for an easier bucket, which at times they don't fall through. Yeah, I've seen multiple times that, they pump fake, go down the lane, shoot a little floater or something, or kick it out to someone else, gets deflected, and there goes a fast break on the other end. So I feel like they maybe just have to let it rip. They just got to let it rip. When I saw that New York shot 34 threes, I'm like, what? That's crazy. And they shot over 40% in the 3-point. So, you just got to let them rip. And like Azure Stevens said, you just got to have confidence when you shoot that ball. And, Azure Stevens shot 3 for 7 this past game, which was incredible. And she's been shooting the ball phenomenal out there. When she lets her rip, she has a confidence, and I know she's like, I got to shoot it with more confidence. Maybe she can make 5 out of 7, which is going to make a big difference. That's an extra 6 points right there. So once a team really develops identity, because I still feel like they're trying to find their identity. They're trying to feel like, what type of team are they? Are they offensive-minded team? Are they a defensive-minded team? We all know that Coach Kurt Miller's system is much more defensive than anything. But the LA Sparks right now are 9-16 in the season. They are just a few games behind the number 8 spot of the playoffs, with about 15 games remaining in the regular season. So, LA, big question right now. Do you want to make the playoffs? Or do you not want to make the playoffs? Do you want to get a draft pick? I mean, there are going to be at least 4 or 5 key players that can turn out to be all-stars, maybe superstars in the W, but those players will be available for the Sparks to maybe draft if they do get a lottery pick. But that's a question for Coach Kurt Miller, Karen Bryan, everyone part of that organization. Do you guys want to make it to the playoffs? Do you guys want to make that extra revenue? Do you guys want to get that extra attention that the team needs and get people to see that, oh, wow, the LA Sparks are in the playoffs? Or do you want to see another draft pick? Do you want to see a lottery pick come in here? I mean, we all know that Nneka Ogwumike is on a 1-year contract right now. We do not know at this current moment what she's thinking, if she wants to come back here and play another year or, retire here, because it seems like I'm thinking that she wants to stay here. She loves this organization. She's grown up here, won a championship, been a multiple-time All-Star, and she's having one of the best seasons of her career right now as we speak. She's amazing out there, scoring almost 20 points per game, almost 8 rebounds, and a few assists out there, blocks, defense, the presence. So, I mean, it's a lot of major questions, but at the end of the day, I said this the other day on LA Sparks Weekly postgame. If the Sparks are very serious about this, they can move to the 7th, possibly 6th seed if they focus and they can kind of get away from facing New York Liberty in the first round, because that's going to be the case right there. It's going to be the Liberty against the Sparks in the first round, and the Sparks get that 8th seed, and then, the Liberty sticks on the 2nd seed. But there is a lot more to look forward to. There's about 15 games left in the regular season. So LA Sparks, Kurt Miller, NECA, Lasia, Lexi. Hope, wish Lexi nothing but the best. Hope she gets back on the court healthy. But you guys have an opportunity to make something special out of this season. Even this season's not done yet. It's not done yet. Plenty of basketball left. 15 games remaining. You're only about a game and a half out of the playoffs. You can do something. I mean, I kind of want to see the Sparks in the playoffs. That's just me. But we'll see what it is. When we return here, these are the breaks. I'm going to talk a little about the NFL training camp was underway this past week. And we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the drama that's going on. We'll return here.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
I mean, these are the breaks, but right now, it is Major League Baseball trade deadline. I'm looking at a lot of the reports, and according to Bob Nightingale from USA Today, the Mets are engaged in trade discussions with the Dodgers right now for Justin Verlander. So I kind of don't like the situation of having a 41-year-old getting paid $42 million. That's a major issue right there, especially when you're trying to acquire Shohei Ohtani over the offseason. But that's what's going on right now. So this is all a ticking bomb right now. It's going to be happening in the next 25 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and everyone stay tuned. But I do want to touch on the NFL. There is a major story right now. Huge. With Nathaniel Hackett, former Bronco head coach and current New York Jet offensive coordinator, with Aaron Rodgers, who is now a Jet. That is still kind of crazy to imagine. It's like Aaron Rodgers is a Jet. It's like I thought he was going to be with the Packers his whole career. It seemed like he was going to be a cheesehead for so long, but apparently things went downhill for him out there. And now that, Aaron Rodgers is out here, he's protecting every single member of that team, no matter who you are. No matter if you're the ticket guy receiving the tickets out in the front of the arena, he's going to have your back. Right now, head coach from the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, who just signed there a few months ago, he said on national television that Nathaniel Hackett was the worst NFL coach in NFL history.
He's an idiot.
Like, that's a little too much right there. That's a little too much. It's like you go out of everything. You say it out there that he is the worst. And then, little do you know, Aaron Rodgers comes to his rescue. He goes on NFL Network Saturday and says, hey, keep my coach's name out your mouth.
Boom.
That's what he said. He used Will Smith's line, and it kind of worked. But it's very, very interesting in why Aaron Rodgers has Nathaniel Hackett's back. Of course, Nathaniel Hackett was part of the Green Bay Packers when Aaron Rodgers was there. So Aaron has a good relationship with the man. He loves the man. He is the reason why he even said it. He said it when Aaron Rodgers' press conference came by and they asked him, well, what was the main reason why you came to New York? Why did you want to come here? And he's like, Nathaniel Hackett. That's the reason why. I have a good relationship with the man. I like the way he does things. I love his system, and he is the reason why. So if you're going to come at Hackett, you're definitely going to have to go through Aaron Rodgers. And Sean Payton right now, he didn't care. He did not care a lick of what Aaron Rodgers had to say. And it's going to be very interesting because once week 5 of the NFL season begins, you will have Hackett Rodgers against the Broncos and Sean Payton. Very interesting showdown to go ahead and see because I cannot wait. I can already see, of course, and Jets are arguably the better team overall against the Denver Broncos. The Jets are just too talented right now, especially having Aaron Rodgers back there. But why? Why would something like Sean Payton say something like that about another NFL coach? Like, NFL coaches should have their backs for each other. They should be protecting each other, trying to save each other, and trying to create some good chemistry within the coaches. Even though Sean Payton's been out of the league for about 2 years, after he went through the whole drama out in New Orleans, the reason why he left New Orleans. But it is going to be very interesting to see what that drama goes out and becomes, because that's going to take the headlines running to week 5, and even right now, it's still running the headlines. You watch SportsCenter. The latest update on Aaron Rodgers and Sean Payton is this, and this, and this. So that's a hot topic right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know who's right or wrong in this case, but don't ever, Sean Payton, don't come out and say that Nathaniel Hackett was the worst coach in NFL history. That's just, it's a lame statement to go ahead and say. It's lame. It's just totally lame. I know you're just trying to get the attention because you're back on the spotlight, but hey, let's move on to another more interesting team right now who is also causing a lot of great headlines right now. Of course, the Los Angeles Chargers a week ago from today did sign Justin Herbert to a 5-year extension worth $262 million. Of course, previously before that was Lamar Jackson, who signed a 5-year deal as well worth $260. Justin Herbert got $2 million more than Lamar Jackson is now the highest paid NFL player with the most guaranteed money. One interesting incentive that Justin Herbert was able to get in under that 5-year contract was a no trade clause. So what does that mean? Herbert would need to approve any trade if something like that does ever happen. But honestly, the Chargers are known for grabbing quarterbacks. They are known for having guys like Dan Fouts and, having Phillip Rivers and having Drew Brees. And, even though Phillip was here for almost 15 years or so, back in San Diego when they were down there. But the Chargers, for some reason, always get lucky in grabbing the right quarterbacks. And they got really lucky right now because I remember when the 2020 NFL draft was kicking off, you had the number 1 overall pick in Joe Burrow. We knew that Joe Burrow had cemented himself as the number 1 overall pick, especially with the type of season he had. But then you had the next 2 quarterbacks up there. You had a guy in Justin Herbert who a lot of scouts never believed in the guy, said that he was more of a pocket player, didn't really have the arm and didn't really have the athleticism that he has now grown to have. But then you also had Tua Tagovailoa, who got taken right before Justin Herbert. He got taken 5th by the Miami Dolphins. And right now, that's the matchup that you see. You see that Herbert is now 2-0 against Tua and the Miami Dolphins. And the rematch begins. Week 1 of the NFL season will open on September the 10th, Sunday at SoFi Stadium as the Chargers host the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa. So it's going to be another great matchup between pick number 5 and pick number 6 from the 2020 NFL draft. It's going to be definitely interesting. But again, one of the hottest headlines right now in Charger camp is Quentin Johnston. When you look at a man who is 6'5", can grab the ball from up in the sky, no other defender can guard him. If you realize that there is no other cornerback No other cornerback on the defensive end for any team in the NFL that is above 6'3". That is a mismatch. I got a chance to talk to Brandon Staley over the weekend, and he did mention that it's like when you have a power forward, say you have Kevin Garnett and you have Allen Iverson as a point guard. That's the type of comparison that Brandon Staley put out there. He's like, it's just going to be a mismatch against any team out there. You have a Mike Williams who is 6'5". You have another guy who is 6'5" as well, who is a rookie in the league, but they're both making incredible catches. One thing that really shocked me, I've seen a lot of Justin Herbert over the last 3 years. A lot. The throws he's making this season, I mean, every single practice, it's trending out there on social media. NFL Network's putting it out there. SportsCenter, the Chargers social media page. It's like every throw he's making is so accurate, and the speed of the ball is getting there within seconds. So the defenders out there, the defense is going to have to be on their toes. But Quentin Johnston out of TCU, that man really got the hands. He has been the talk of camp for the Chargers. So the Chargers got something good down there. They got Quentin Johnston, they got Keenan Allen, they got Mike Williams, and let's not forget about Donald Parham and Josh Palmer as well. So they got the core out there. That's all from the breaks. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, I appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching this great show. Of course, catch us tomorrow. Catch us on Thursday. Catch us on Friday here at the breaks, 12 o'clock, and catch me tonight at crypto.com arena. We'll see you then. Adios.